As I mentioned at the top of the show, ICE is still running rampant and doing their Gestapo tactics and going after some of the most painfully, poor and vulnerable people in this country. I hate showing videos like this, but God damn it, we need to be looking at this. I mean, the stuff that's going on in New York and LA, it does seem to get a little bit more notice, although LA is kind of 2 weeks ago and we've stopped talking about it, even though LA is still going to Home Depots and 7-Elevens as per Stephen Miller's order to go pick up day laborers and, people that work in, factories sewing clothes and what have you, just going after people that are actually at work. I showed a video of a father of 3 Marines who's been in this country for nearly 30 years. He still hasn't managed to, get citizenship yet because it costs a shitload of money and there's a lot of paperwork involved in getting there. But he had 3 children and they all joined, 3 sons, and they all went into the Marines. And ICE grabbed him while he was out doing some landscaping in front of an IHOP, threw him down on the ground, beat the shit out of him, and then put him in detention. It's wretched. It's horrible. This is a video that, God damn it, I'm just giving you a warning. It's ugly. ICE, what you're going to see here is ICE going after, now, Iranians living in this country, however long that they've been living here, they've got nothing to do with the Iranians in Iran. They don't have anything to do with the Ayatollah or anything that's going on over there. These are just regular working folks. The guy holding the camera is a Iranian Christian pastor. He is Christian. He believes in Jesus. So all of the Jesus people out there, this guy is on your side. He teaches the religion of Jesus. And these 2 people that are being grabbed by ICE are both Christians that are part of his parish, that go to his church. And there's a husband and a wife, and they're both getting snatched up by ICE. And you'll see them. They've got their body armor on because of the crazy, dangerous criminals that these people are, snatching them up. And the woman, the wife, is also epileptic. And she has a seizure while they're arresting her. So I'm just giving you fair warning. This is ugly. I'm sorry.
He came with CP1. Why you're doing this?
It's no longer valid anymore. That's why. My friend. Hey,
why? What?
Please.
Can I have his stuff?
No, yeah, phone. Yeah. No, he can't have it. Yeah, only my friend.
Where you're taking? Can I follow you?
No, only.
Why are you doing this? 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 Why are you doing this?
You want to be arrested as well? You'll be under arrested.
Yeah, I'm U.S. citizen. Arrest me.
Get closer. Stay there.
Jacked up fucking thugs.
Let him go. She's bad. Let her go. Let her go.
You don't stay there, you're going to be arrested for
She's sick.
She's having an epileptic fit.
She's sick. I'm here. She's sick.
Stay there.
She's bad. Call 911. Call 911. She's bad. She has a problem. Can you take me with them? They need me.
No, sir.
They need me.
You can stay there and you can record, but you can't go with us, okay?
Fuck. It hurts to watch that. God damn, it hurts to watch that. These are people that are trying to live the American dream. They're coming here either seeking asylum or just trying to make a better life for themselves. And now that the fuckery that Israel is doing, when they shot first at Iran and then Donald Trump decides to drop, dozens and dozens of bunker buster bombs on them, now all of a sudden Iranian refugees and asylum seekers are now on the radar of Stephen Miller. Doesn't really matter. They're brown. Get them out of here. I'm completely disgusted with all of this stuff. It is, and it, if you are somebody that is not a newsy person, doesn't really pay attention to politics, and you see this, does it bother you? I've got friends and family members that just don't pay attention to this, and well, it's not affecting me, with no due process whatsoever, just grabbed by masked men with body armor and guns. No badges, just ICE on them or police on their back. You saw that one guy going, "You want to get arrested too?" I mean, he's itching. And the guy's like, "I'm a citizen, arrest me. But please don't." They have already kicked out American citizens. I'm sorry, folks. It really gets to me how heartless and cruel all of this is. I'm so fucking infuriated about this whole thing. I just saw, let me see if this is the one. No. Yeah. Carolyn Levitt Carolyn Levitt was asked the other day about this guy here. It's called Ice Block. It is it's an app that a guy came up with to basically say if you see ice in your area, you can report it, and if you are trying to avoid ice and you've got this particular app, then instead of walking towards ice, you can walk in a different direction or you can drive in a different direction. And, immediately, of course, the Trump administration is like, "You're obstructing justice." I don't see any justice in that. Did you see justice in what you saw there with that woman? You see any justice there? I don't. Anyway, this is the Ice Block website or app that this guy created. Have a look.
App that alerts users when immigration and customs enforcement agents are spotted within a 5-mile radius of their location.
Will you just sort of explain what Ice Block is and how it works?
Sure. So imagine if you're walking down the street and a notification comes up on your device that says ICE has been spotted 4 blocks ahead. Instead of continuing down that path, you can turn left or turn around and avoid the situation altogether.
Aaron grew up Jewish and has a background in tech, music, and activism. He says he sees parallels between the Trump administration's immigration crackdown and Nazi Germany.
We're literally watching history repeat itself. And so I thought, what if there was an early warning system? And that's what became Ice Block.
I'm looking at LA now. I'm seeing one in East Hollywood. And then as I zoom out, it's showing me a few others.
One of the core principles of the design of this app is 100% anonymity for our user base. As of today, we have 20,000 users. We're hoping to grow that 10 or 100 times, of course. But there is no sign-up process. There is no user data collected. There's no user data even captured by our app.
Do you have a way of verifying the accuracy of the reports that people are making on the platform?
We don't, but what we've done is put some safeguards in place so that people can't, for lack of a better word, spam the database. Every reported sighting is deleted in 4 hours' time, as you can only report within a 5-mile radius of your own location. Beyond that, we have a 5-minute limit. So when you report a sighting, you can't report another one for 5 minutes.
CNN reached out to ICE for comment about the app and Aaron's characterization of its enforcement actions. The agency did not respond.
We have also seen the way
it is the Trump's administration's notion that we should not know where ICE is. We should not have a right to know, as you know, living in America, where ICE or DHS or even the police are, you know, and letting people know that ICE is in this particular neighborhood. They're going to try to make this illegal. Here's Carolyn Levitt. She was asked about it by one of the bimbos in her press corps that is allowed to be there, because actual real reporters are not allowed to be in there anymore, very few of them.
Thanks, Caroline. I just watched a CNN segment on a new app called ICE Block, and it kind of appeared to be promoting this app where you can tell people where ICE agents are. Given the recent...
They weren't promoting it, they were just talking about it, but okay, sure.
rise.
An app that tells people where ICE agents are?
Yes. And given the rise, I believe 500% increase in assaults on ICE agents, I wanted to see if you could comment.
Oh, nice. Just put that out there. By the way, this whole 500% increase in violence against ICE. First of all, who has got the guns and the armor and the face coverings, and who acts like thugs and snatches people off the street and ships them off without any due process? Who are those people? Is it the people, or is it fucking ICE that's doing that? You know, if there's a 500% increase in violence, I think it's due to them. You know, but this number 500% was actually 400% a couple of weeks ago during the whole LA, the LA protest, you know, when ICE came to town, and with the military. By the way, the military is still in LA, still there. But I believe it was the head of ICE said that there's a 400% increase. Now it's 500%. It's yet again another game of telephone tag where one person said it and he goes, well, I'm citing this person. It's like, well, I cited you last week and they're citing somebody else from the week before. Where are they getting this number from? I would really like them to show me any kind of documentation that actually purports that 500% increase of violence against ICE. As far as I'm concerned, those are the violent motherfuckers.
On that, and why CNN would be promoting such an app.
Well, it's a very good question. I'll have to go back and watch the clip myself, but surely it sounds like this would be an incitement of further violence against our ICE officers. As you know, as you stated, there's been a 500% increase in violence against ICE agents, law enforcement officers across the country who are just simply trying to do their jobs.
I'm just following orders. That worked at Nuremberg, right? Yeah, man, they're just doing their job of fascism. That's what they're doing. That's their job.
And remove public safety threats from our communities. And that's something we as Americans...
By the way, that couple, that Iranian couple, they look like they were threats to their community. Who looked like the threat in that video?
Americans, including journalists at CNN, who live in many of these cities where illegal aliens are hiding and were let in from the previous administration, should be very grateful for. So,
I live in New York City. I'm not afraid of immigrants in my town, but I'm sure as shit afraid of cops, and I am terrified of ICE. Absolutely terrified.
We haven't seen the clip. We'll take a look at it, but certainly it's unacceptable that a major network would promote such an app that is encouraging violence against law enforcement.
You watched the damn clip. Did it look like it was encouraging violence, or was it actually just trying to let people know some information about their own neighborhood, which they live in? Those ICE people do not live in that neighborhood. Those ICE agents, who knows where the fuck they are? They're wearing masks. They could be ex-cops. They could be people that applied to be cops and couldn't make it. They could be corrections officers. They could be fucking bounty hunters that are collecting checks on everybody that they pull in. And by the way, that whole ICE does not want you to self-deport. They don't want to give you a couple of weeks to get your shit together to leave, because they won't get credit for capturing you. I mean, we already know that Stephen Miller wants that number, 3,000 captures a day. Which, by the way, if you're doing a quota, you're obviously not going after criminals. It's just the body count that you're trying to wrap up. It's got nothing to do with getting rid of criminals. It's just the amount of bodies that you can bring in and put into custody and stick them in a bed that we're, as taxpayers, going to pay for. Anyway, here's Donald Trump. He visited the Alligator Alcatraz. I did a story on it last week, where this Yahoo in Florida bought up an old airfield, in the swamp area, Everglades of Florida, saying that, we don't need a lot of fencing here because if we get a whole bunch of people in here, then, good luck trying to get out and not get eaten at by an alligator. Donald Trump was talking about doing that. Remember, he was like, I want to build a prison with a moat. No, that was the border. He wanted to put a moat all along the border where he filled it with snakes and alligators. What is it with Republican fascist types that want to have wild animals eat people? What is this crazy fucking fantasy that they have? Anyway, it seems like Donald Trump has mended a couple of bridges with the Florida governor DeSantis. Now that I beat you, Pudding Ron. Pudding Ron was pretty funny. But Ron DeSanctimonious, I hung out with him today. And this Alligator Alley, or Alcatraz, was advertised in a commercial for one. The commercial was for Donald Trump because he wants to get funding for it. And he says that we could have as many as 1,000 beds. That means 1,000 immigrants can go into this thing. Well, Donald Trump went down there and now he was like, I love it. Let's make it 5,000. President Trump visited Florida on Tuesday to tour what has been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, a controversial migrant detention center in the Everglades that officials say is poised to start filling its beds in a matter of hours, like it's a hotel, They're going to have a concierge. The president, who joined by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, fascist Barbie, Florida Governor Ron DeSanctimonious, and other state emergency management officials as he toured the makeshift facility. Look at this facility. It looks so inviting. Yes. Fencing all around and even on the top. Those beds look really comfortable, though. I thought it was so professional, so well done, Trump said after touring the center, which features rows of fenced-in bunk beds and razor wire perimeter. It's really government working together. Yeah, man, working together for fascism. Awesome. The facility is situated within the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport, an isolated 39 square mile airstrip located within the wetlands of the Big Cypress National Preserve next to the Everglade National Park. So we're turning our parks into prisons. Awesome. The site, nickname coined by Florida Attorney General James Udemeyer, referenced its proximity to the predators of the marshy Everglades, from pythons to alligators to mosquitoes. Quote, what'll happen is when you bring people there, they ain't going nowhere once they're there unless you want them to go somewhere, because good luck getting to civilization, DeSantis said at an unrelated news conference on Monday. So the security is amazing, natural and otherwise. The first arrivals are expected this week. This week. I guess that guy who owns the airfield just got a big fat paycheck. Trump described the facility as an East Coast version of the infamous island prison of the San Francisco coast, Alcatraz. When asked if the idea was for detainees to get eaten by alligators if they try to escape, Trump replied, I guess that's the concept. Hopefully somebody takes pictures. Snakes are fast, but alligators... We're going to teach him how to run away from an alligator. Don't run straight in line. Run like this, he said, waving his hands in a zigzag. You know what? Your chances going up about 1%. Jesus Christ, this is morbid. The airstrip is roughly 1,100 foot runway has largely been used for training purposes, but officials said it will soon accommodate deportation flights. DeSantis has repeatedly said the state will deputize National Guard judges, advocates to serve as immigration judges in order to expedite the removal of migrants both from the facility and the country. So who knows? South Sudan, El Salvador, we're sending them wherever. This is just a way station. So you'll be able to bring people in. They'll get processed. They'll have an order of removal. Then they can be queued and federal government can fly right on the runway right there. You'll literally drive them 2,000 feet, put them on a plane, and then they're gone, says DeSantis. Uthemeyer said last week that the facility will mostly consist of tents and trailers. With no brick and mortar construction required, he said it was on track to open with some 5,000 beds and half of its overall capacity, but early July, which officials confirmed during Tuesday's tour. DeSantis said that the first arrivals are expected to sometime on Wednesday after the security sweep. Noem said that could be within 24 hours. Boy, they're really moving. The Department of Homeland Security is overseeing the Trump administration crackdown on illegal immigrants. These people all have paperwork. If they're in the country and they are working and they are paying taxes, they have some kind of status. They have some kind of paperwork. But you got to classify them all as criminal and illegal immigrants just so you can placate your base and say, we're getting all the criminals out, including by ramping up deportations and arrests and setting the daily quota of 3,000 arrests. The administration wants to more than double its existing number of beds, detainee migrants nationwide to 100,000, and has framed Florida's newest detention facility as a key part of that effort. We are working on cost-effective and innovative ways to deliver on American people's fascism. It says American people's mandate for mass deportation. It wasn't a mandate. Donald Trump did not even win 50% of the vote. DHS said last week, Alligator Alcatraz will expand facilities and bed space in just days, thanks to our partnership with Florida. We have lost our ever-loving fucking mind. The cruelty is the point, man. That's the point. Watching people suffer seems to give them some kind of sick hard-on. I don't know what it is, but they love this, and they think that this is the best thing since sliced fucking bread. Watching what ICE does, watching what DHS does, listening to the words that Stephen Miller and Donald Trump says. It's like that guy that created the ICE app said, we are watching history repeat itself. This is exactly the same kind of shit that the Nazis did to the Jews back before World War II. And we are literally making that happen right now. In the year of our Lord, 2025, it is happening right now. We have gone straight corporatocracy, oligarch takeover, pure fucking fascism. And the scapegoat du jour is immigrants. That's the problem. Your life sucks because of immigrants. Your rent is going up because of immigrants. Your grocery prices are going up because of immigrants. The minimum wage has not gone up because of immigrants. All of the things that are wrong in your life, the things that are giving you pain and suffering, the fact that you don't have health care, immigrants. It's raining outside, immigrants. You name it, it's always immigrants or trans people. We can't forget the trans people. But watching this cruelty is just absolutely sickening, and it's cruel, and it's just mean-spirited, and that's kind of half of the fun for these people. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.